just dropped a bombshell that's sending shockwaves through the entire car market. Absolutely no one saw this coming, and now no one knows how to react to this news. The company has revealed some devastating numbers, and the implications for workers, buyers, and the entire industry are absolutely massive. So how did Jeep, one of America's most beloved brands, end up in such a dire situation? What mistakes have been made, and how is it all about to explode? And most importantly, what does this mean for you? Join us as we discuss this and more. You know, for the longest time, Jeep was the brand you turned to when you wanted something tough, reliable, and ready to take on any off-road adventure. But lately, things have been looking pretty rough over at Jeep's parent company, Stellantis. It's like the whole automotive world is buzzing about what's going on. Stellantis recently shared their financial results for the past 6 months, and let me tell you, it's not pretty. Their stock value has taken a jaw-dropping nosedive, down 42%, and profits. Those are nearly cut in half compared to this time last year. It's not just a bad day at the office. These numbers are screaming trouble. Also, if you've driven past a Jeep dealership recently, you might have noticed lots full of unsold Jeeps just sitting there. One of their stars, the Gladiator, has seen its sales drop by 21%, and even fan favorites like the Wrangler and Grand Cherokee aren't flying off the lot like they used to, and this is because of the company's pricing strategy. And it's not just the price tags. Stellantis has also been cranking out way too many vehicles. So now dealerships are stuck with rows of unsold Jeeps gathering dust. Sure, this means short-term perks for buyers, discounts and incentives galore. But for Stellantis, the financial strain of all these unsold vehicles is turning into a massive headache. To deal with all the unsold Jeeps piling up, Stellantis has had to make some pretty tough calls. They've cut shifts at production plants and even laid off hundreds of workers. Just at the Detroit River Yard plant, over 400 people have been affected. The fallout from Jeep's troubles goes way beyond the company itself. It's hitting everyone, buyers, workers, and even the whole automotive industry. If you're in the market for a Jeep, it might feel like a golden opportunity to score a sweet deal right now. But let's be real, in the long run, this kind of instability could mean fewer options and higher prices down the road. Now, the truth is that Jeep's problems aren't just about bad luck or a tough market. They're rooted in some major strategic missteps by Stellantis. It's like the brand has lost touch with what made it so special in the first place, and with the loyal fans who've stuck with it for years. Honestly, this feels like a case study in what happens when a company tries to be something it's not. For decades, Jeep was all about rugged durability and off-road adventures on a budget. Luxury, fancy features, that wasn't the Jeep vibe. It was about vehicles that could handle anything you threw at them, no questions asked. The Wrangler, for example, became this symbol of freedom and adventure, with its no-frills design and legendary history. But Stellantis seem to have forgotten all that in their quest for bigger profits and a more upscale image. Take the Grand Wagoneer, for instance. It's packed with features and luxury, sure, but with a price tag that can easily top $100,000, it's a world away from what Jeep used to stand for. For fans who fell in love with Jeep's rugged simplicity and affordability, this shift feels, well, a little off. Even Jeep's more affordable models aren't exactly budget-friendly anymore. Prices have crept up so much that they're out of reach for a lot of folks. It's like Stellantis is betting on a whole new audience, but in the process, they're leaving their core customers behind. And honestly, that's a risky move. Take the Jeep Gladiator, for example. You remember when this thing was the talk of the town. It was celebrated as this super practical do-it-all pickup truck. Fast forward to today, and a brand new Gladiator Rubicon will set you back close to $70,000. Even the base model, the Sport S, starts at over $55,000. Just to give you some perspective, we're talking about prices that are creeping into the territory of luxury trucks like the Ford F-150 Limited or the GMC Sierra Denali. So it begs the question, what is Jeep up to? Who are they trying to compete with, and are they hitting the mark or missing it entirely? When a company gets its pricing strategy wrong, the fallout can be massive. Jeep's decision to price their vehicles as if they're luxury items is a textbook example of how not to do it. Take a drive past any Jeep dealership in the United States and you'll see it for yourself. Rows upon rows of unsold Gladiators and Grand Cherokees just sitting there, collecting dust. Dealerships are trying everything they can to move these vehicles. Aggressive discounts, incentives, you name it. But the problem isn't just the sticker price, it's the perceived value. Think about it. If you're going to drop luxury money on a vehicle, you're going to want luxury features and the kind of brand prestige that comes with names like Range Rover or Audi. And while Jeep's trucks and SUVs are undoubtedly well equipped, they don't exactly scream high-end luxury. This has left Stellantis in a tough spot. Production lines are slowing down and layoffs are becoming all too common. And on top of that, Jeep's reputation is taking a hit. A brand once synonymous with rugged resilience now looks, well, a little shaky and out of touch. Now, here's where things get even more complicated. Jeep has always had this incredible, almost cult-like following. Wrangler and Cherokee owners don't just own vehicles, they're part of a community. They go to Jeep events, hit the trails together, and share this unique bond over their love for adventure and the great outdoors. But now, that loyalty is being tested like never before. Jeep's shift into the luxury market has left a lot of its die-hard fans scratching their heads. These are folks who don't want a plush, high-end SUV that feels too precious to take off-road. They want the rugged, dependable Jeeps they fell in love with. The ones that can handle mud, rocks, and whatever Mother Nature throws at them, all without worrying about dinging the paint or damaging some overly delicate premium feature. Now, Jeep isn't just battling its own identity crisis, it's also facing some pretty fierce competition in the SUV and truck markets. Brands like Subaru, Ford, and Toyota aren't just nibbling at the edges, they're swooping in and stealing the spotlight. Take Subaru's Outback or Toyota's legendary 4Runner, for example. Both deliver solid off-road capability without requiring you to sell a kidney to afford one. And then there's the Ford Bronco. Ford hit the nail on the head with this one, capturing the adventurous vibe Jeep used to own. It's rugged, it's cool, and it doesn't come with the same sticker shock. This is the part that's hard to swallow for Jeep fans. While other brands are doubling down on what consumers actually want, affordable, reliable, and adventure-ready vehicles, Jeep seems to be losing its way, drifting into the luxury lane where it's struggling to keep up with names like Range Rover. Now let's talk about Stellantis, the parent company pulling Jeep's strings. A big chunk of the blame of Stellantis' failure is landing squarely on Stellantis' leadership. Critics argue that Tavares, the now former CEO, and his largely European team didn't quite get the American automotive scene. Jeep isn't just another car brand, it's a slice of Americana with deep roots in rugged adventure and resilience. By steering Jeep toward a luxury market that doesn't feel authentic to its DNA, Stellantis may have underestimated what Jeep enthusiasts actually value. Tavares made big promises about cutting costs and turning things around, but so far it's been more talk than action. Layoffs, production slowdowns, and even talk of plant closures are creating an environment of fear and uncertainty, not exactly the recipe for success. Employees are demoralized, investors are skeptical, and the company's vision for the future is anything but clear. If all that wasn't enough, Jeep's troubles are playing out in a tough economic climate. Rising interest rates and inflation are making it harder for people to afford big-ticket items like cars. And let's not forget those lingering supply chain disruptions. Those are still messing with production schedules and delivery timelines. Another thing to consider is the fact that consumer preferences are shifting. The days of massive gas-guzzling SUVs with sky-high profit margins might be numbered. More and more buyers are opting for practical, fuel-efficient vehicles, and the growing popularity of electric vehicles is reshaping the entire industry. Jeep, meanwhile, seems stuck trying to sell expensive, oversized vehicles to a market that's starting to prioritize eco-friendly and budget-friendly options. Jeep has made some progress in the EV world, like the Wrangler 4Aqui, a plug-in hybrid that combines the brand's off-road chops with modern tech. It's innovative and shows that Jeep isn't completely stuck in the past, but the Wrangler 4X is pricey, and that hefty price tag makes it a tough sell for the average buyer. Let's be real, most people don't want to pay luxury car prices for a Jeep, no matter how cutting edge it is. On top of that, transitioning to electric vehicles isn't just about building fancy hybrids. It requires massive investments in infrastructure, like charging stations, and in research and development for better batteries and drivetrains. That's a lot of money, and Stellantis, Jeep's parent company, is already under financial strain. So while the 4xe is a step in the right direction, it's not the game changer Jeep desperately needs. So it's fair to say that Jeep and Stellantis now find themselves at a make or break moment. The decisions they make now will determine whether Jeep regains its former glory or keeps sliding down the slope toward irrelevance. The brand's legacy, rooted in ruggedness, adventure, and reliability, isn't completely lost, but Jeep needs to reconnect with what made it iconic in the first place. If Jeep wants to bounce back, it's going to need a reality check, and fast. The brand needs to lean back into what it does best, building affordable, capable vehicles that can handle everything from rugged trails to daily commutes. Think about the Jeep Wrangler. This model is a symbol of adventure and exploration, and it needs to stay front and center in Jeep's lineup. By doubling down on vehicles like the Wrangler and keeping them accessible to a wider audience, Jeep can rebuild the trust and loyalty of its core audience. At the same time, it can still attract new buyers who value authenticity and adventure over unnecessary extravagance. After all, Jeep isn't just a vehicle, it's a lifestyle. And reintroducing that rugged, no-frills charm could be the key to restoring its position as the go-to brand for adventure seekers. One thing Jeep needs to do very quickly is to rethink its pricing game, but that doesn't mean slashing prices across the board. Instead, Stellantis should introduce a tiered pricing approach. Basically, entry-level trims that focus on practical features for budget-conscious buyers, alongside premium trims loaded with luxury touches and cutting-edge tech for those willing to spend more. This way, Jeep can appeal to its traditional fan base while also giving new customers something to consider. Affordable doesn't have to mean cheap, and premium doesn't have to alienate. By hitting a balance, Jeep can offer something for everyone without losing its rugged soul. Now, the high inventory problem. To fix this, Jeep needs more than just production cuts. They need a better way to manage inventory. Think smarter production schedules based on actual demand and a focus on keeping dealerships stocked with the right mix of vehicles. Clearing those lots isn't just about sales, it's about how the brand is perceived. A showroom overflowing with unsold cars screams overproduced, which isn't a great look for any automaker. Also, the shift toward electric vehicles is picking up speed, and Jeep can't afford to lag behind. Sure, the Wrangler 4X plug-in hybrid is a step in the right direction, but one or two models aren't enough to secure Jeep's place in the EV revolution. For Jeep to thrive, it needs a broader lineup of electric vehicles. But here's the catch: these EVs can't just be green versions of their gas-powered cousins. They need to feel like Jeeps, rugged, capable, and durable, ready to tackle muddy trails or rocky mountains without breaking a sweat. Imagine a fully electric Wrangler that can climb steep trails and wade through water just like the gas-powered version, or an electric Grand Cherokee that's both family-friendly and off-road ready. That's the kind of innovation Jeep's loyal customers would love to see. Of course, electrification comes with hurdles like high costs and limited charging infrastructure, but Jeep could lead the charge, pun intended, by offering incentives, partnering with charging networks, and ensuring their EVs are competitively priced. Electrification isn't the only way forward. There's a whole world of innovation waiting to be explored. But here's the thing: Jeep's innovation needs to feel like Jeep. What if new models came with advanced off-road navigation systems? Something like a dashboard that not only tells you where to go, but also how to navigate tricky terrain, or enhanced suspension technology that adapts to different surfaces in real time. They can also implement modular designs that let you customize your Jeep for weekend camping trips or cross-country road adventures. These are the kinds of features that would resonate with Jeep's audience. They're practical, adventurous, and totally on brand. Safety and connectivity are important, sure, but they shouldn't overshadow the ruggedness that makes Jeep, well, Jeep. Rebuilding trust is Jeep's most critical and toughest task right now. The brand's shift toward high prices and a perceived departure from its rugged identity has left many longtime fans feeling, well, let down. Jeep owners are passionate people. They don't just buy a car, they buy into a lifestyle. To win them back, Jeep needs to go beyond just making great vehicles. It has to rebuild the relationship. First, Jeep needs to listen. I mean, really listen. Hosting community forums, off-road events, or even online Q&A sessions could go a long way. Imagine Jeep enthusiasts gathering to share their feedback, and Jeep leaders actually taking it to heart. Then there's action. Things like hosting off-road adventures, partnering with conservation initiatives to protect trails, or introducing loyalty programs tailored to Jeep owners. These aren't just nice gestures, they show Jeep cares about its community. And let's not forget transparency. Buyers want to know what's happening behind the scenes. Why are prices what they are? What's the plan for inventory issues? Clear communication about production decisions and future plans will help rebuild confidence and show that Jeep isn't just in it for the money, it's in it for the long haul. Now let's talk about navigating broader challenges. It's not just Jeep that's struggling. Inflation, rising interest rates, and ongoing supply chain disruptions are wreaking havoc across the auto industry. For Stellantis, Jeep's parent company, the challenge is to address these big picture issues while focusing on Jeep's recovery. Reducing production costs without sacrificing quality is a must. This could mean streamlining manufacturing processes or sourcing materials more efficiently. Lower costs mean Jeep can offer more competitive pricing, which could ease inventory pressure and improve availability. Innovation is another key. Jeep has to show it's evolving with the times, whether that's through electrification, better customer experiences, or modernizing how it engages with its audience. Also, Jeep's recovery can't just be about the next quarter's sales numbers. It has to be about securing the brand's future. The automotive world is changing fast, and Jeep needs to stay ahead of the curve. Autonomous driving, increased environmental regulations, shifting consumer preferences, these aren't just buzzwords, they're realities Jeep needs to embrace. At the same time, Jeep must anticipate changes in how people buy and use vehicles. Subscription models, car-sharing platforms, and digital-first customer experiences are all areas where Jeep could innovate while staying connected to its core values. Staying ahead in today's automotive industry means leaning into new technologies. Electric powertrains and AI integration aren't just trends, they're the future. Jeep should expand its EV lineup with options that cater to a variety of customers, from eco-conscious city drivers to adventure seekers who demand rugged off-road performance. But it's not just about making electric cars, it's about making them Jeep. Imagine an electric Wrangler that's as capable in the wilderness as its gas-powered counterpart, or a Grand Cherokee EV that offers luxury, space, and sustainability in one package. These vehicles need to embody Jeep's spirit of exploration and resilience while delivering on efficiency and innovation. Consumers today are smarter than ever. They can spot greenwashing a mile away. For Jeep to win over environmentally conscious buyers, sustainability can't be a marketing gimmick. It needs to be woven into every aspect of the brand, from design to production to recycling. Using recycled materials in manufacturing, improving fuel efficiency, and offering robust recycling programs for end-of-life vehicles are all steps in the right direction. Jeep could even explore partnerships with conservation organizations to protect off-road trails and natural habitats, reinforcing its commitment to the great outdoors. For Jeep enthusiasts, it's not just about the vehicles, it's about the connection to nature and adventure. Genuine sustainability initiatives would align perfectly with this ethos, making Jeep a leader in both rugged performance and environmental responsibility. While Jeep faces challenges in the United States, its global appeal offers untapped potential. In emerging markets, Jeep could introduce smaller, affordable models tailored to local needs. In regions where Jeep already has a strong presence, doubling down with localized marketing campaigns or exclusive features could drive growth. For example, in Europe, where smaller vehicles are more popular, Jeep could focus on compact SUVs that still deliver on ruggedness and style. Meanwhile, in markets like Australia or South America, emphasizing off-road capability and durability could reinforce Jeep's adventurous image. Finally, Jeep needs to look beyond immediate recovery and plan for long-term sustainability. The rise of autonomous vehicles, stricter environmental regulations, and shifting consumer preferences are all challenges Jeep must anticipate. The good news? Jeep's heritage of innovation and resilience puts it in a strong position to adapt. By investing in cutting-edge technology, embracing sustainability, and reconnecting with its core audience, Jeep can stay relevant while staying true to its adventurous spirit. Also, people have been pretty vocal about issues like reliability and quality, and honestly, those high repair costs and frequent recalls haven't done the brand any favors. It's like they've hit a pothole on the road to customer trust. If Jeep wants to win folks back, they've got to focus on durability and invest in top-notch quality control. Imagine if every Jeep owner could trust their ride to last through thick and thin. That kind of confidence would do wonders for loyalty. Then there's the elephant in the room, all those unsold Jeeps just sitting around on dealership lots. It's a clear sign that Stellantis, Jeep's parent company, has some kinks to iron out in how they handle production and distribution. Think about it, dealers are the face of the Jeep brand. When their lots are overstocked and sales are dragging, it's not just their problem, it's a reflection of corporate decisions that aren't hitting the mark. Stellantis needs to step up here. Imagine if they worked more closely with dealers, listened to what's really happening on the ground, and actually involved them in the big decisions. That kind of teamwork could make a huge difference. Fixing this means rethinking the whole supply chain, a system that can pivot quickly to meet local market demands. Now that's the kind of flexibility they need. And hey, why not throw in some perks for dealers? If Stellantis offered incentives to move older models or scaled back production of the ones that aren't flying off the shelves, it'd take a lot of pressure off those dealers. It's all about finding that balance, right? Finally, Jeep is sitting on a goldmine of opportunities if it plays its cards right. By tweaking its vehicles to fit the unique tastes of different regions, the brand could really level up. Think about it. Smaller, more fuel-efficient models would be a huge hit with European buyers who often prefer compact, eco-friendly cars for navigating those narrow streets and sky-high fuel costs. On the flip side, rugged, tough-as-nails vehicles are perfect for developing markets where durability and reliability matter most, especially on less developed roads. But here's the kicker: Jeep needs to keep its brand identity rock solid no matter where it operates. Whether you're in Berlin, Nairobi, or Los Angeles, Jeep should feel like Jeep, a global icon of adventure and reliability. That kind of consistency will keep its reputation as the king of SUVs shining bright. The auto industry is changing fast. Economic ups and downs, rising fuel prices, and the race toward electrification are shaking things up big time. Jeep can't afford to sit this one out. To stay in the game, the brand needs to offer a little bit of everything. Traditional gas engines for the purists, hybrids for those dipping their toes into greener tech, and full-on electric models for the EV enthusiasts. And let's not forget about sustainability. Imagine Jeeps made with recycled materials, emitting fewer emissions, but still keeping that signature rugged charm. That kind of move wouldn't just appeal to eco-conscious drivers, it would cement Jeep as a forward-thinking brand ready for the future. Overall, Jeep has got to show customers that they care. Things like better warranty coverage, being super upfront about recalls, and creating top-notch customer support channels can make a world of difference. And Jeep's not just a car brand, it's a lifestyle. They've got a die-hard fan base they can tap into with events like off-road rallies, conservation efforts, and other community-driven activities. Imagine Jeep drivers coming together to plant trees, clean up trails, or even share their coolest road trip stories. That's how you build loyalty and keep the adventure spirit alive. Right now, Jeep is at a major crossroads. The choices Stellantis, the parent company, makes in the next few years will shape Jeep's future for decades. The challenge? Finding the sweet spot between staying true to the brand's adventurous roots, while also embracing the tech and trends driving the industry forward. If Jeep can nail that balance, there's no doubt it'll continue to be a leader in the automotive world. So, what do you think is next for Jeep? Do you think the brand has what it takes to adapt and thrive, or are its best days behind it? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Also, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and activate the notification bell to stay updated with all our latest videos. While you're still here, click the video on your screen to see more interesting content like this one.